Leyla and the Secret Melody. Leyla was a kind 8-year-old girl who lived in a small village beside a gentle river, and every morning she helped her grandmother water the bright flowers in their garden before going to school, and every evening she sat by the window with her little cat Milo and listened to the distant sounds of the wind in the trees. But one day after school she found a piece of old parchment under a stone near the riverbank, and on that parchment was written a song made of strange symbols and dots that looked like a secret code. So Leyla felt a quick spark of excitement and a little bit of fear because she did not know if she could read it, yet she wanted to learn, and she folded the parchment carefully and ran home to show her best friend Emre, who lived next door and loved puzzles and music more than anything. And Emre came out to meet her in the garden with his small violin tucked under his arm, and when Leyla showed him the parchment he smiled and said he had once read about a magic melody that could awaken the forest. So they decided at once to work together and ask the village elder for help, but their parents were busy preparing supper, so Emre and Leyla waited until dusk, and then they tiptoed to the elder's cottage under a sky full of pink and purple clouds, and the elder, a gentle old man with silver hair and kind eyes, took the parchment, studied it closely by candlelight, and said, "This is the song of the hidden grove. It has not been sung for many years. If you play it by the old oak at midnight, the ancient trees will share their wisdom with kind hearts," which made Leyla and Emre exchange amazed looks, and the elder warned them to be careful, reminding them that the forest at night can be both beautiful and mysterious. So they promised to stay together, to use only the smallest candle, and to bring bread and water for safety. After he explained how to perform the melody, they practiced the song again and again until the symbols made sense, simple notes on a page that Emre could play with his violin and Leyla could hum softly, and they wrote the tune in Layla's notebook with neat letters and small drawings of leaves for each line. When midnight came, they stepped outside the cottage, carrying the parchment, the violin, their candle in a lantern, a loaf of bread, 2 cups of water, and Milo the cat on Layla's shoulder because he meowed whenever he heard a gentle tune. The moon was high and silver, and the village was quiet and still, so Leyla and Emre walked along the river path toward the old oak at the heart of the forest, listening to the soft sound of water and the night creatures. They passed glowing mushrooms and saw fireflies flickering like small lanterns, and every step made their hearts beat with a mix of joy and nervousness. When they reached the clearing where the great oak stood, its trunk wide and strong, Emre positioned himself in front of the roots and Leyla lit the candle in the lantern, placing it on a flat rock beside him. The oak's branches swayed gently as if greeting them, and Milo descended to the grass and sat with his tail curled around his paws. Leyla took a deep breath and opened her notebook to the first page of the song, and Emre raised his violin bow, and together they began to play and sing the melody in soft notes that rose and fell like a river. The air around them grew still, and at first only the leaves whispered in reply, but soon a soft glow appeared at the base of the oak, and tiny lights like stars drifted out from under the roots, swirling in the candlelight, and the melody seemed to lift every blade of grass and every petal on the flowers in the clearing. As they continued the song, the oak tree's bark seemed to shift, revealing faint carvings of animals and hands and stars, and a gentle voice spoke from the darkness beyond the branches, saying, "Thank you, kind children, for awakening our harmony," and Leyla and Emre stopped playing to listen, hearts tender, and the voice told them that the forest held many secrets and that song and kindness could heal old wounds in the land. The voice asked them to place the parchment under the oak's roots, so Emre folded the parchment with care and Leyla knelt and laid it gently on the soft earth, and as the parchment touched the ground the glow spread beneath the oak like a warm blanket, and new leaves sprouted along low branches as if morning had come early. The fireflies danced in delight, and the breeze carried the scent of wildflowers and fresh pine. Leyla and Emre felt a gentle peace settle over them as they watched the forest breathe again. The voice said, "You have done well. Return home now, for the forest will rest until the next kind heart comes." Leyla and Emre thanked the oak and the forest spirits, and they hugged each other with happy tears, carrying Milo who meowed softly, and they walked back along the river path under the moon until they reached the village edge, and their parents were waiting anxiously by the gate. Leyla and Emre told them about the song, the glowing oak, and the carvings, and their parents listened with wonder and pride. That night Leyla placed her notebook by her bed, and in the morning she discovered a single green seed at her windowsill, and she knew it was a gift from the hidden grove. She planted the seed in the garden and watched as it sprouted into a small oak tree, and every evening she and Emre practiced new songs by the river, knowing that music and kindness could awaken magic in the world. And whenever they heard a gentle breeze in the leaves or a distant melody carried on the wind, they remembered their night by the oak and smiled, because they knew that brave hearts and shared songs keep the forest alive and full of wonder.